3 years ago, Ken Paxton was impeached by his own party, by his fellow Republicans, for using his public office, his position of public trust, to enrich himself and his donors at the expense of the people of Texas. Ken Paxton is everything that's wrong with this broken, corrupt system. He doesn't serve us, he serves himself. Since taking office, Ken Paxton has become a multimillionaire on a government salary. His net worth has increased 7,000%, all while the pay of most Texans has remained stagnant for years, for decades. You may have seen the recent report that Ken Paxton now owns 15 homes, while most Texans can't afford one. He's taken bribes from wealthy donors, all while he blocks overtime pay for Texas workers and guts our healthcare. This is the rot at the core of this broken system. It's why we can't afford anything. It's why we can't get ahead no matter how hard we work. For 50 years, billionaire mega donors have been buying politicians like Ken Paxton. And then those politicians turn around and rig the rules of the economy in favor of those billionaires at our expense. They have been stealing from the American people with bribes, with bailouts, with billionaire tax breaks. They have been selling us a lie that the best way to motivate the people at the top is to give them more of our money. Trickle-down economics is not a theory. It is theft. They have been stealing the wealth that we all created. It's why everything sucks right now. It's why people are so angry. Because the American people aren't asking for a lot. A job we don't hate, a house big enough to raise a family in, and a little left over to go on vacation every once in a while. That is harder than it should be. Harder than it should be in America. We have an affordability crisis because we have a corruption crisis. We don't have a government of, by, and for the people. Things would be different if we did. We have a government of, by, and for the billionaires. The system is working exactly as it was intended to work. Everywhere I go across the state, people are drowning. Can't afford the basics. Groceries, gas, utilities, prescription drugs, the things that we need to survive. I mean, people tell me it's no matter how hard they work, no matter how much they save, those ends never seem to meet. There is something broken in this country. I was reading a story about an Amazon worker who died in one of Amazon's warehouses. And as he lay dying, management told the other workers, turn around, don't look, get back to work. Get back to work. That was a human being. That was a child of God. That was our sibling, sacrificed on the altar of corporate greed.
Folks, even, this 80-year-old woman who's voted for Republicans since she was 18 years old, going to a Tallarico event, something does feel like it's happening, Susan. Or is it, once again, Lucy with the football?
It's a little loosey with the football, potentially, but never have we've seen such a horrible candidate running for U.S. Senate out of Texas. I mean, we've seen some other bad candidates and Republicans who have lost, thankfully, in other parts of the country. But when we're looking at Bill Paxton, he is just so fundamentally flawed. And he represents everything that people are frustrated with, including Republicans. So I would say maybe something is about to happen in Texas, but it will be because Democrats and independents are motivated and Republicans don't show up. I don't think Tallarico is going to win Republicans.
Flipping Republicans.
Yeah, that's not how he's going to get there. He's kind of have to do what we saw Donald Trump do, frankly, especially in 2016, or find those voters who want to come out because they're just frustrated and want to be angry at somebody.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, too. If you have Republicans who voted for Cornyn in the primary and they aren't into Paxton, or Republicans who are hardcore Trump supporters, but they're not so happy with all of the data centers that are popping up.
Or they're embarrassed, Elise. A lot of them are embarrassed to say anything about Bill Paxton, which is why he doesn't have, Ken Paxton, excuse me, which is why he doesn't have 2 cents in the bank right now.
They might be embarrassed to say it publicly, but I'm not sure that that necessarily translates to the ballot box. I mean, I talked with a Trump campaign staffer last week who said that they haven't even started spending money to, in earnest, define Tallarico, and that all of the, quote, crap with Paxton is baked in. Is that an argument that resonates with you, Basil?
Well, it is a Trump argument. Look, I did a campaign in Texas, back in 2002, Ron Kirk running against John Cornyn. That's the year Cornyn won. And I've been waiting for Texas ever since. But I tell you, it is interesting when you talk to voters down there, and I still talk to voters down there. There are really strong pockets of Democrats across the state. We've been talking about Beto O'Rourke for a long time, and now it's Tallarico. And one of the things that I like about Tallarico,
don't forget Wendy Davis.
And Wendy Davis, that's absolutely right. So there have been campaigns that have continued to push the envelope and energize Democrats. And the thing that I like about Tallarico is that he's talking about faith in ways that Democrats hadn't previously, but he's finding ways to deploy that in the electorate. I like the way that
Trump had his name removed from the Kennedy Center, but now the board is trying to put it back. The Kennedy Center's board, largely made up of Trump allies, approved a new proposal to place the words "restored and renovated by President Donald J. Trump" beneath the building's main name. This comes after a judge ordered Trump's name removed, saying the center was designated by Congress as a memorial to John F. Kennedy. The board also plans to close most of the complex for 2 years for renovations. Now, the big question is this an attempt to comply with the court's order, or simply a way to get around it? The judge is expected to review the decision soon.